Illinois has been a leader in voter rights. We don't want to suppress voters here.
The midnight deadline for the legislative session is nearing, and lawmakers have a lot to discuss. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm McLeod Hageman. Jessica has the night off. Well, Illinois could make some major changes to election laws. The House and Senate are moving to postpone the March primary and to expand voter access in high schools and jails. Our Capitol Bureau Chief, Mark Maxwell, is covering the latest developments from Springfield ahead of tonight's deadline. Now, Mark, a lot of changes were actually introduced during the pandemic.
That's right. Most states passed expanded vote by mail during the pandemic, and now Illinois could lock that in. Permanent vote by mail status for voters who apply for it. Advocates say that could also boost voter turnout for years to come. We could also see pop-up voting booths in county jails. Democrats drafted a new election access plan Sunday that would allow people to cast their ballots in county jail for their elections back home where they live. House Democrat Kelly Cassidy explained why.
Well, because they haven't been convicted of anything. You know, anyone in a county jail is most likely being held pre-trial, and they've not been proven to have committed a crime. Quite frankly, I believe everybody should get to vote anyway. I wouldn't mind seeing voting in prisons.
I want to encourage everyone to participate in the democracy. However, some of the ideas that are in this bill are just going down the wrong path.
That's Senator John Curran. This bill up for debate right now across in the other chamber in the Senate. The House passing it earlier tonight. The State Board of Elections would also have to perform cybersecurity scans to look for any vulnerabilities in computer systems at local election authorities. Also, as you mentioned, McLeod, the primary election would move 15 weeks back from March 15th to June 28th. If you're looking for a political angle there, that would give Republicans in a primary a lot more time to beat each other up before one victor emerged to try and angle their way into a statewide office next November.
And Mark, there's certainly a lot happening at the State House tonight. Where do we stand on a new clean energy bill?
There's news developing on that just now. Two sources close to this energy discussion do feel confident that there is a tentative deal in place, but the lawmakers behind me on the floor here haven't seen it. Reporters haven't seen it. We don't know quite what's in it. Last we heard, the big linchpin here was a tax on carbon or any emissions that come from coal or natural gas. Instead of putting that bill on the backs of taxpayers or your electric bill, Governor Pritzker wanted to tax those other polluters and use that money to prop up the state's aging nuclear fleet.
And Mark, we also know the House and Senate promised stricter ethics laws to crack down on some of that corruption as well. Any update on that tonight?
Yes, just moments ago, the House approved tougher ethics laws. The Senate could also take that up earlier. We expect that that will pass. Only 5 Republicans voting against it in the House, a strong sign of how much support there was for it. The plan would restrict lawmakers from doubling as lobbyists in most cases. It would also put a 6-month revolving door ban in place. It would also require greater disclosure of income and gifts over $500. After all, a recent study found that Chicago leads the nation in public corruption, Illinois ranking 2nd nationwide behind only Louisiana. One senator said this may not end corruption overnight, but it would single out many of those specific incidents that we've seen federal prosecutors single out in recent months.
And another big topic up for debate tonight includes those FOID cards. Is there any word on whether fingerprints will be required or where that stands?
Yes, we do have breaking news on the FOID card front. The Senate just moments ago approving a plan to encourage voluntary fingerprinting, not mandatory, voluntary. Gun owners who give the state their fingerprint for the FOID card would get fast-tracked for that renewal process. You could also get a digital FOID card on your phone. The price would stay the same at $10. It would not require your fingerprints again. If it works to move that line on clearing out the backlog of FOID renewals, it could also alleviate pressure for the state and state police who face a number of legal challenges in court as that backlog is built up during the pandemic. But for now, reporting in Springfield, Mark Maxwell. All the other updates on WCIA.com. You can follow the action there.
All right, Mark, thank you so much. Also from the Capitol tonight.